Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Fred and Mimi, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on DVD is Mimi's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give her while we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Mimi's been fitted with her own personal collar, and we'll show you how to put that on and take it off during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Mimi is sitting very nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first exercise we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Mimi are taking off doing that now. The command is Mimi heel. We've incorporated into this an automatic sit, which she just performed. Every time Fred stops his feet, Mimi will sit automatically. She's heeling very nicely. She's not pulling ahead on the leash or lagging behind. And here's another automatic sit for you. The next exercise that Fred is going to demonstrate for you is a stay command. The stay is a hand and voice command. Fred is going to use the open flat of his left palm about an inch or so from Mimi's muzzle and the one-word command to stay.
Stay.
He walks out to the end of the training leash. Mimi should remain seated very nicely.
No.
Yep. She breaks the command. You heel her out of it. Puts her back in the sit.
Stay.
Stay out to the end of the leash. It's important to follow through on your commands and make sure the dog does them for you. You can practice this at home, starting at about a minute and working your way up to 3 minutes. It's a good exercise to develop her self-control. When Fred returns back to Mimi, he's going to walk all the way around her and back into heel position. She should remain seated the full time until she gets another command. Very nice. They're going to take off heeling and demonstrate this one more time for you. There's an automatic sit.
Stay.
So we're in the sit and the stay. Walks out to the end of the leash. This time, instead of returning back to her, he's going to call her into her. You use her voice and say, Mimi, come. And she comes in and sits very nicely in front of you. And then we have an exercise called the finish, where she heels herself right around Fred and back into heel position. And she should come and sit. And she didn't, so she got a little correction. And then she sat. Demonstrated again, puts her in the stay. Out to the end of the leash. Calls her in using her name. She sits, and around Fred, back into heel position, and sitting nicely. Good job. Now we're going to demonstrate for you the down commands. The first one is down from a heel position. Fred is going to use the open flat of his palm straight down towards the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He gives her a stay and walks out to the end of the leash. This is another good one to practice at home. You can start at about 3 minutes and work your way up to 5 minutes. It also builds her self-control, practicing inside and outside. When Fred returns back to Mimi, he'll walk all the way around her as he did on the sit stay and getting back into heel position. And she should remain down until given another command, which she did nicely. And they're off heeling again. We're going to demonstrate this again. Puts her in a down, stay. Out to the end of the leash. And this time he's going to call her into him instead of returning back to her. She should come in, sit nicely in front, and then do the finish by heeling around Fred and back into heel position. Very nicely done. And we're going to let them get lined up to demonstrate our final command, which is down from a distance. You want to make sure you practice all your commands about 15 to 20 minutes a day, inside and outside your house, just to keep the commands fresh in Mimi's head. Now we're going to demonstrate the down from a distance. Fred's going to leave Mimi in a sit stay, walk out to the end of the training leash. This is the only time you use your right hand. Oh, she broke the command.
Stay.
Gives her a stay again. You're going to use your right hand straight down to the ground and down. Perfect. And then he will heel himself back around her into heel position. We've demonstrated for you the obedience commands that Mimi has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Mimi, and thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.